All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the Amateur Fanboy Podcast. We have a great guest today, Jeff Cavanaugh from 105.3 The Fan. You can listen to him 2 to 7 Central Time in Dallas on 105.3 The Fan. He is also a draft expert and a Cowboys expert. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm great. I fixed my hair for this, so I don't know if this is just audio only. People won't get to see the flow. But
we're video now. No, you're gonna get. Everyone's gonna get to see the full flow.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes. All right, Jeff. So the Cowboys in free agency, they've addressed the safety position. They've addressed defensive end, defensive tackle. The couple of the players they signed in. Hold on. I got this. At safety, J-Rom Curse and DeMonte KZ. They also signed Keanu Neal, who could also slot in at linebacker. And then for defensive end, they've signed Terrell Basham. And at defensive tackle, Brent Urban, as well as Carlos Watkins. So for all that, how do you think the Cowboys have done in free agency so far?
I think some people are going to hate it because they didn't sign big names, but I actually think that this is what free agency is for. Like, if they wanted to do something with some people's contracts to bring in bigger names, they could have. And if you don't like that they didn't, that's cool. But to me, free agency is for need and the draft is for value. So in free agency, the Cowboys knew they needed at least one more rotational edge guy. They needed help at defensive tackle. They needed at least one safety, and they added 1, 2, or 3, depending on what you want to call Curse and Neal. And I think that's the name of the game. The name of the game is build a roster so that if you had a game this Sunday, you could play it. The Cowboys could go play it now. Right. They probably need another corner, but outside of that, I think they could go play. And so now when you roll up and it's your time to pick, you're not totally forced to do anything. So I think in free agency, while the names aren't very sexy, it's mission accomplished because now you are freed up that in the draft you can pick the best player available.
No, yeah, I agree with that. They like you said, they can go play now, and that's all you want. You want to be able to field the team, however the talent is, and be able to go out there and compete. And I think even if they weren't to take a corner, which obviously they're going to take corner, they're going to take a lot of positions. But even if the draft didn't exist, they could go and field the team right now, and that's all you want. Like you said, need is the big thing of free agency. So
and they will like they're going to draft a corner, and they're probably going to draft a corner early, and they might draft multiple corners. But the point is that you don't have to.
Right.
If you needed to, you can survive with Cheeto, Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, and the depth behind them is kind of It's practice squad guys that played last year, and Reggie Robinson, who hasn't played NFL corner really. So they still need one. I wish they would have signed one more, even if he's just a jobber. I wish they would have signed one more. But yeah, corner is going to be the one spot where they're definitely – safety, they're going to pick one too. DeMonte KZ, I mean, his guaranteed money is 1/10 of what Clinton Dix was guaranteed a year ago, and he didn't even make the team. So they're picking a safety too. But yeah, they're capable of playing.
Jeff, I think I need to correct you. I think you brought up Chidobe Awuzie, and I think he signed with the Bengals, right?
Apologies. Diggs, Brown, Lewis.
No,
sorry.
You're good. You're good.
No,
you're good.
Wrong corner.
I'm just glad it happens to the best of us. That makes me feel a whole lot better right now.
We all fart.
We all do. We do. So I'll get into the drafts by starting off with the Niners. They traded up to 3 from 12 with the Dolphins, who then proceeded to go from 12 to 6 with the Eagles, giving up a first-round pick in the process. So we've heard all the talk all week. My buddy actually here is a Niners fan, so he's been talking about, it's not Mac Jones, and I know you feel the same way. Why is it Justin Fields?
Okay, so I think it's not Mac Jones just because I just can't believe it because I watch them. I study these guys. And, I don't want to kill Mac Jones because, you can still win in the NFL by reading a defense and throwing an accurate ball. But teams that are picking in the top 5, man, they are looking for a ceiling that's super-duper high. And Justin Fields, first of all, he's got a whole bunch of people, I have no idea why, lying about the player that he is, like that he can't get past the first read, which is crap. He had the highest quarterback rating after his first read in all of college football last year. And then it's but he's an Ohio State quarterback. Yeah, Ohio State quarterbacks used to get 60% of their yards on yards after catch on these stupid little crossers. Justin Fields I think he's near 70% in the air. Like, he's throwing the ball downfield way more than Mac Jones, way more than Trevor Lawrence. Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence are just running RPOs and throwing freaking slant routes. Justin Fields out here dropping dimes, and he runs a 4.4. So, like, if anybody says he's not accurate, can I cuss on here? That's not true. It's not true. You can
cuss. Go ahead. I want to hear it.
Okay. It's bullshit. Like, the idea that, Justin Fields doesn't get past the first read is bullshit. The idea that he's not an accurate thrower is bullshit. Like, Justin Fields is a more accurate thrower than Trevor Lawrence, and it ain't close.
I agree.
So, like, if the 49ers are really going to pick Kirk Cousins number 3 overall, okay. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's a smart guy, but, like, that's, Kirk Cousins is limited mobility, limited arm. He can read a defense and he can throw the ball, and that's what Mac Jones can do. But you want more than that. And I think Kyle Shanahan wants more than that. So there's a ton of really plugged-in people that are saying Mac Jones, and I'm just going to call all of them liars. And when Mac gets picked 3rd, I'm still going to deny it for a week or two, and then I'll come around.
You're still going to believe that they're going to somehow flip Mac Jones and still trade for somebody else because this can't be the pick. I agree.
No.
I agree.
No.
I've been on the Justin Fields hype train for forever. I at one point before this whole before I think January, I was talking about maybe he should even go number 1. I thought that there was even a possibility at 1 over Lawrence. I thought he was that good. So that Alabama championship game tape, it just doesn't lie. Like, he just balled out. The dude just showed a lot of things that most quarterbacks in this draft just do not have.
And the latest bullshit on Justin Fields is like that he doesn't work hard and he doesn't care enough.
Yeah.
You mean the guy who saved the Big Ten season by himself?
Yeah,
doesn't care?
Exactly.
And the guy who, with broken ribs, put 6 touchdowns on Clemson, that's the same guy that doesn't care?
Yeah.
Kiss my ass. Justin Fields is a baller. There should be a bigger debate at number 1 than there should be at number 3.
Yeah. No, I agree with you're preaching to the choir. I've been telling my buddy this since January. I think Justin Fields is it. I think he is the best quarterback in this draft. No offense to Trevor Lawrence, no offense to Mac Jones, no offense to Trey Lance. I think he literally has the potential to be the number 1 quarterback, possibly even in last year's draft, if we're being honest. I mean, he really is that good.
It's true. He's a baller.
All right. So with those trades, the Dolphins went back from 12 to 6. You got to think they're taking an offensive weapon. You got to think they're looking at Jamar Chase. They're looking at Kyle Pitts. They're looking at Jalen Waddle, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the part where for Philly this might work out because I do believe in the nerd stuff when it comes to the draft. Like, on average, if you trade back, you're winning. So, like, the nerds, when Miami goes down to 12, are like, hey, really good decision. And then when they come back up to 6, they say bad decision. But I think Chris Greer in Miami, like, they have so much draft capital from Laramie Tunsil. They got picks everywhere. So if you realize that, hey, who are you going to pick at 3? And let's just say it's Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith. That's who they were going to pick.
Right.
They're like, hey, we could move back, pick up an extra 1, and still get our guy. Then that, to me, that's smart. Go get your guy. And in theory, Philadelphia's move is smart too, because they moved back and they picked up an extra first-round pick. The only problem is I think Philadelphia should desperately want an offensive weapon too. And at 12, I think it's totally possible that Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, that you lost them all by going from 6 to 12. So for Philly, maybe it works out. Maybe maybe they want a corner. Maybe they'll end up with J.C. Horn. I don't know. But that could hurt Philly. I love what Miami's doing. Miami knows the value of adding picks, but they also believe in their scouting department and identifying talent. So they're going to get the guy they were going to get at 3, and they get an extra first-round pick.
Yeah.
They smart.
Yeah, and that's what's lost in all this. When they traded down originally, they got this first-round pick, the 12th, and then 2 other ones. And they only used one of those to get up to 6. So they still come away with another first-round pick. And we all know that so who they trade with the Niners. So, right. So the Niners, it's the Niners first round pick, right? That they still have.
They'll have the Niners And hold on. So they were at 3. They moved to initially they moved to 12.
Yes.
And then they traded with Philly, right?
Yes.
So it'll be a 49ers one later. And then what was the other one? They also probably still have one from Houston.
Yeah, that might have been the other one.
Tunsil
Yeah.
was multiple ones.
My guess is if I had to guess, if they would have traded the Niners first round pick that they got, because it would make more sense to keep the Houston Texans pick we probably assume the Texans are going to be pretty bad, so that would mean possibly another top 5 pick next year, which would be absolutely insane for the Dolphins. I mean, they are. I've never seen an organization rebuild so quick. I mean, to go from last year to being so close to the playoffs to now basically possibly being on the edge of competing for a Super Bowl if they hit this draft right. I mean, they got all the talent if Tua takes that next step.
As long as Tua can play.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to – because if it turns out that Tua is not very good and you're going to look back at this draft and be like, guys, remember when we had a top 3 pick?
It tends to take Justin Fields, yeah.
Yeah, remember when we could have had Justin Fields? Yeah, whoops.
Yeah.
But – yeah, I mean, I liked Tua in the draft. I think his rookie year kind of got overlooked because Justin Herbert was so good that I'm watching Tua and I'm like, is he very good? And I think I'm just cheating him because Herbert was so awesome.
Herbert just set the world on fire. I had no expectations for Herbert coming into the year. I thought Tua was going to explode, and Herbert he surprised a lot of people. He really did.
He was better in the NFL than he was at Oregon.
Yeah, that's true.
I did not see that coming, but here we are.
All right, so this is what we came to talk about, the Cowboys. We are picking right now, as it stands, 10th overall. We've talked about Caleb Farley. We've talked about Patrick Surtain. Obviously, Caleb Farley with his injury issues, probably not going to be a top 10 pick. No, he's not going to be a top 10 pick. Let's get that out of here. So it's J.C. Horn now that steps into the conversation. But I know you are a huge fan of Team 50 Burger and Kyle Pitts. So I'm going to lay out a couple of scenarios here so we can kind of go from there. So let's start with scenario 1. The Cowboys take Surtain or J.C. Horn at 10. How do they approach the second and the third pick, their second and third round picks?
Let's see. If you knock out corner in the first round, then my guess would be that the second round they're thinking safety. And it depends how it goes. Because, again, I think when you look at their roster and what they've done in free agency, Damontae KZ is coming off of a torn Achilles, and he makes basically no money. There's no guarantee he even makes the team.
Right.
So I would think if corner goes first, you could hone in on what happens with where does Trevon Merrick go? Where does Richie Grant go? Do you make a move to try to go get one of them? Maybe they like Javon Holland. I don't, but maybe they do. I would start thinking safety as their second round pick, but the Cowboys also love drafting edge rushers. So if the right guy's available, I would be thinking about that too. Please give me Carlos Basham. Give me my guy Boogie. Offensive tackle too.
Yeah.
It's all for me. It's all over the place because I love the value on so many guys in the second round. Like if you could get Alex Leatherwood or Liam Eichenberg, and they're tackles, so they may go faster than that. I'm basically playing a game of where does Merrick go? Where does Richie Grant go? Where does Christian Barmore go? Where does Boogie Basham go? Where does Alex Leatherwood go? Liam Eichenberg? And like I'd be looking at 3 or 4 different positions and just seeing which one has the best player available fall to me.
Right.
Linebacker, although apparently my guy Jamin Davis is moving way up for everybody. Maybe my guy Nick Bolton could fall to 44. I love the pick at 44. I don't know who it's going to be. I just love the players in that range. I want all the picks. Between like 30 and 70. I want all of them.
And this is where I think I can maybe indulge you in that. So let's say there's been a couple teams brought up if the Cowboys decide to trade down, the Patriots being one of them. And I think someone brought up the Bears. I don't know how realistic that is, but the Bears at 20 coming up possibly, say if one of the quarterbacks is there. So I got a couple questions. This is a 2-parter. First off, what would the return need to be for the Cowboys to consider? And then if they do trade back and they get what they need, how can the Cowboys go about attacking the second round now they probably would at least pick up at least one other second round, possibly 2 second round picks if it's the Bears.
So, okay, let's go New England first because they're at 15, and I think they're at 46. So, if it's New England, they would be coming up most likely for a quarterback. So, like, it's 15 and 46. Technically, that's, quote, too much. Whatever. You want your quarterback or not? I mean, because I can hang up.
Yeah.
And to me, that changes everything. Because if you could still get, say, J.C. Horn falls, and I don't know if that's falling, but you can pick your corner at 15, and then you have 44 and 46. Well, then I can go back over the same sort of names, except now I get 2 of them.
Yes.
Holy cow. Isn't this amazing?
Amazing.
Like, would you rather have Patrick Surtain at 10, and this may be cheating to take Richie Grant to 44, but I'm going to do it. Surtain and Grant, or would you rather have J.C. Horn, Richie Grant, and Boogie Basham, and Alim McNeil? Or Jabril Cox, LSU linebacker, or another corner, Melifonwu, or Aaron Robinson,
Samuel,
whatever.
Asante Samuel. I love Asante Samuel, yes.
Yeah, you get an extra player.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yes.
As long as you can still get the caliber of player at 15 that you can get at 10, it's a no-brainer. It's easy to me. That's the only challenge, because the challenge to me is if you move down, like say you go to Chicago, and by the time you get there, the 3 top receivers are gone. Kyle Pitts is gone. Penei Sewell's gone. Rashawn Slater's gone. 5 quarterbacks are gone. Surtain and Horn are gone. And JOK's gone. Micah Parsons is gone. And let's say you have to pick Azeez Ojulari down there. Or you have to pick – I'm trying to think, who would you be targeting at 20? Greg Newsome? The Northwestern corner.
I would say Greg Newsome.
Jenkins, taking Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State offensive tackle. Like, you're moving into, and maybe they turn out to be as good, but I think you're moving into a little bit different tier of prospect at that point for whatever your return is. So I just want everything that I want. I want the top tier of prospect, and I want the extra pick.
You want it all. You want your cake, and you want to eat it too.
That's it. Why else would we have cake?
Yeah, exactly. So I guess then the last scenario is the scenario that you particular would love. Kyle Pitts falls to 10, and the Cowboys just say, you know what? Let's just add all the offensive weapons. Let's just give Dak all the weapons to play with. Let's give him Jarwin, Pitts, CeeDee Lamb, Cooper, Gallup. Let's ride. Put Zeke in the backfield, possibly even swing him out, and just try to beat us. Put your best corner and just pick your poison.
Yeah.
So
Kyle
after
Pitts,
that, yeah.
And then you pick 9 defensive players.
Yep, exactly.
And you hope that you hit on 2 or 3 of them, and everybody's going to be super mad that you picked Kyle Pitts, and I don't care because can I use big cuss words?
You can use whatever you want, Jeff.
Okay. So, like, when people are like, first of all, you can't pick a tight end in the top 10. Second of all, you have to pick defense. I say it's not a tight end. It's Kyle fucking Pitts. It's different. It's a different thing. He's Thanos. He's not like he's different. If teams continue to treat Amari Cooper as the number 1 option, then Kyle Pitts is going to eat. If teams do like teams did in college football and say Kyle Pitts is the problem, then the receivers get to eat. It's glorious. Watch Kadarius Toney against Bama.
Yeah.
Because Bama knew we got to stop Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
South Carolina, when they played South Carolina, where'd J.C. Horn go? J.C. Horn covers the best player. He went to Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
So your best receivers are looking around like, sweet, the best corner's over there. This is amazing. Kyle Pitts is just too good to pass. If he's there at number 10, you pick him, and you don't think twice about it. And then you go back and you go, okay, guys, crap. We need defensive help. And you're like, okay, well, we got 9 more picks. So if we need to, we can package our 2 and one of our 4s to move up there and make sure that we get Asante Samuel, make sure that we get Richie Grant. We can back here. We can we can move a 5 and our other 3 to make sure we get this linebacker that we want or whatever. You can make it work. Kyle Pitts, take him. The end.
Yep. That's it. End of story. It's Kyle fucking Pitts, man. It's Kyle fucking Pitts. It's Kyle fucking Pitts. I love it. I love it.
If you're 6 foot, you're too small. If you're 6'3", you're too slow. You can't cover Kyle Pitts. You don't have anybody that can cover him. No team out there does.
God, I really, really want Kyle Pitts to fall to 10. I can't. I have dreams about it, and it's getting a little scary. So now, just in general, I want to talk about day 2 and day 3 guys, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th round picks. Just in general, maybe not for the Cowboys, but just in general, who are some guys that you're obviously I know you love Richie Grant. I know you love Basham. I know you love Lynn McNeil, just from listening to your videos and listening to your content. But what are some other guys that maybe guys like me who don't watch as much film on some of these guys have not heard of and they're maybe sleeping on?
Let me see here. So day 2 gives me the second and third round to play with. So like at corner, I think there's so many good corners in this draft class. My favorite guy on day 2 is going to be Kelvin Joseph. That's assuming he makes it to day 2. Boss Man Fat, Kentucky. He's a good musician too. Look him up on YouTube, Boss Man Fat. But like, this is my second round of corners in this draft. Kelvin Joseph, Asante Samuel Jr., Ifeatu Melifonwu, Syracuse, big dude. Caleb Farley. Because unlike other people who just leave Caleb Farley where he was, like, oh, yeah, first round pick, I'll put him where I'll pick him.
Yep.
If the top 6 are gone and I'm at 44 and my doctors are like, hey, we think he's fine, he's whatever, it's going to be fine, then okay, then I pick him. After that is Elijah Molden, Washington slot corner, probably play safety too. Aaron Robinson, Central Florida corner. He's a monster. He plays the slot, but he just mugs people. He's just – UCF dudes are tough. They're nasty. Richie Grant, Tay Gowen, he opted out this year, didn't play, but he's like a third-round guy to me. But UCF dudes are tough. Eric Stokes, Georgia, second round. Paulson Adebo, Stanford. I got him at the top of the third. Thomas Graham is Oregon. And Tyson Campbell, Georgia. Like, those are all first 3 rounds. It's a really good corner class. Safety, I've mentioned Grant and Merrig. Divine Diablo at Virginia Tech. I'm the only guy who likes him that much, but I don't care. He's like 6'2", 6'3", 230-something. You want to play linebacker, he'll play linebacker. You want to play safety, he'll play safety. He's a monster. Hamza Nasirildeen is kind of the same thing. Giant dude, box safety at Florida State. Jamar Johnson at Indiana is allergic to tackling. He has no idea how, but he'll go get the ball. Javon Holland at Oregon. So I love the secondary on day 2. Love it, love it, love it. God, I love the whole draft on day 2, though. D tackles, Barmore, Marvin Wilson, Alim McNeil. I always forget how to say Onwuzurike. I don't know how to say his name. He's at Washington.
I have no
He went to
idea
the same
there.
high school I did.
Yeah.
Tui Pelotu, the nose tackle from USC. Got him in the third round. Tommy Togai, Ohio State nose tackle, although he's 296 pounds, but don't worry about that. He's a monster. Shelvin, the LSU D tackle. Odigizua, he's UCLA too, right? Like his brother? Don't worry about it. D tackle. There's a lot of D tackles I like. Edge rushers, like them on day 2. Offensive linemen, there's some that I like on day 2. It's a great draft on day 2. We need all the picks. We have to get all the picks so that we can have all the players.
It sounds like our favorite scenario would be draft Kyle Pitts and then just take any of those amazing corners, safeties on day 2, or trade down. I mean, obviously Surtain would be great. I'm not hating on Surtain, but if you don't get Surtain at 10, it's not the end of the world because there is just so many good corners and safeties and defensive tackles even that are going to go day 2, day 3 that you can stockpile a bunch of them. So getting Kyle Pitts just wouldn't be the end of the world.
In theory, you could come out of this. Let's just do without a trade down. You took Kyle Pitts. So now I've got a 2 and I got 2 3s. All right. So my second round pick is Kelvin Joseph. I didn't get a safety. My third round pick is Jamar Johnson at free safety. My second third round pick is, how about Rashad Weaver, edge, Wake Forest? Or no, make it Tommy Togai, the nose tackle out of Ohio State. Like, those dudes are going to compete for snaps, all of them, right now. You can find guys on day 2, and maybe it's just overconfidence in your own scouting ability, but I believe that. I think Tommy Togai is a rookie, or Tui Pelotu, the USC defensive tackle. If one of those is available at 99, I think they're helping you as a rookie. If you draft Kelvin Joseph, I think he's going to start for somebody as a rookie. If you get Jamar Johnson, I think he competes to start as a rookie. And then you get to day 3 and you throw more darts at the board. You got 5 more or whatever. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 6 more. And find me a guy. Just find me a guy. We can find guys. We can do this. We can take Kyle Pitts. It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
No, I'm like I said, I'm hoping more and more every day that goes by that the Cowboys are able to. I mean, I would never trade up for Kyle Pitts. I mean, I guess. I mean, you know what? That's actually an interesting question. We haven't talked about trading up, and it's probably not even an option. But if Kyle Pitts falls to 7 or 8, you would not do it.
I only trade up for quarterbacks. I've
Okay.
banned trading up unless it's a quarterback. Like if you just want to get offensive horny and Pitts is gone, then just take Jalen Waddle.
Right.
Take the Alabama wide receiver. If you just want to go nuts, go nuts. But no, I'm not. Like for all I'm talking about, forget that he's a tight end and forget the history of tight end top. When you start trading up for Kyle Pitts, then I'll be like, well, wait a minute. For a tight end? No. If that gift falls in your lap, you take it, but you don't give up picks for it.
No, that's smart. I agree with that. I just had to get your thoughts on that. So KJ Wright has been in the news recently, mentioned as a possibility the Cowboys could go after him. Richard Sherman's another one. We're kind of going to go into like other free agency options here. What positions or maybe players specifically do you still think are options for the Cowboys to go get leading up to the draft? Yeah.
I mean, I'm open to a corner. I'm open to a linebacker. But if Keanu Neal's going to be playing linebacker snaps and you still have Vander Esch, you still have Jalen Smith, I think what happened with KJ Wright and Mike Fisher is a good friend of mine. But I think somehow they got a hold of each other and KJ was like, hey, I'd like to be a Cowboy. Can you tell the story, please? I'll take KJ Wright in a heartbeat. And you'll play him at Sam, which means he'll play 20% of the snaps. And if somebody gets hurt, he could play one of the linebacker spots, although I think Keanu Neal would be the one playing those snaps. So, I just don't know what the fit is for KJ Wright.
Right.
If the Cowboys are willing to spend for Richard Sherman, I'm in. But I still think Richard Sherman's going to be worth $10 million a year, maybe more. So I don't see that one. I could see him signing another corner. I don't have a name off the top of my head out of the guys available that I think that they might. But I think they should, because I don't want to go into camp assuming – that I've already picked a corner, assuming Reggie Robinson can be one of my top 5. And then my 6th guy is, hell if I know, Rashard Robinson or Savion Smith, the practice squad guys that played last year. So I'd like to see a corner. I just don't know the name.
All right, Jeff. I wondered how I was going to attack this, but would you be interested in doing like a quick top 10 mock? You do 1, I'll do 2, back and forth?
Yeah.
All right, so obviously you can start with 1.
Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, so you're not gonna get all ballsy and take Fields or
nope, not gonna make it weird on you.
No, that's fine. Number 2, as much as I still think Justin Fields should be in consideration, and if the Jets aren't at least thinking about him over Zach Wilson right now, they're crazy. I think they are going to take Zach Wilson at 2. I don't think they're going to pass up on him, but I think the Jets should really seriously, and I've been telling my buddy this for a couple weeks now, I think they should really be considering Justin Fields at 2.
But what are you doing?
But I'm doing Zach Wilson.
All right. I'll take Justin Fields at 3, and I will not take Mac Jones. The end.
All right. I do not have the draft order in front of me. Atlanta's 4.
And that's the wild card spot.
And that's the wild card.
Is somebody going to come take a quarterback? Will they take an offensive weapon? Will they take an offensive lineman? Hell, I don't know. I have no idea what Atlanta's. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to look up their depth chart real quick just to even know what they need.
As far from the couple mocks I've done with my buddy, we've mocked anything from Kyle Pitts to Trey Lance to, I think we even gave him one. We gave him Slater or Sewell because they may need some offensive tackle help. But I'm really on the belief that Matt Ryan maybe has a couple more years, but if what people believe with Trey Lance is that he needs to sit for a couple years or sit for a year if it's not the right system. I would not hate them taking Trey Lance at 4, and that's where I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to give the 4th straight quarterback out the board and give him Trey Lance.
Okay, I am going to give Cincinnati Jamar Chase, LSU wide receiver, because I believe that is going to be the pick. So Jamar Chase, Cincinnati, and you are up on Miami at 6.
Okay. Well, if Jamar Chase is gone, and that's who I would be thinking the Dolphins would take at 6 if he's there. Obviously, if he's not, then you start talking about Devonta Smith. You start talking about Kyle Pitts. I think the best fit for their offense right now is probably Devonta Smith. So I think I would give him Devonta Smith here over Jalen Waddle, even though I think Jalen Waddle is the better player.
Okay, well, I'm going to take Jalen Waddle next. I'm going to send him to Detroit, and he's going to go run real, real fast for Jared Goff and hope that Jared Goff can be good at sports.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually interesting because I think Jared Goff getting a change of scenery might be the best thing for him. I'm not saying the Lions can make the playoffs. I'm not saying they can even compete, but Jared Goff, I think, has needed a change of scenery for probably a couple seasons now. And I think I'm not saying needs a future there, but I think they can make something of that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that I think Goff is better than he's getting credit for, and I think Stafford is worse than he's getting credit for. I think people are pretending that Stafford's about to be the best quarterback in the league, and Goff is butt because you saw the trade compensation and how much it said Stafford was better.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a huge difference between those two, and maybe I'm a whack job, but I think Stafford is better, but I don't think it's as big a gap as people are pretending. And I think the quarterback and the head coach hated each other in LA.
I believe so too. I think Sean McVay always looked at Goff and was like, man, why can't you be Carson Wentz? Why can't you be XY mobile quarterback here, quarterback that, I can just say, hey, here's what the play I want to run. You got this, right? And like, doesn't have to like tell him, all right, you're going to read here, you're going to snap here, you're going to on one count, and, just the typical system quarterback that Goff was.
Where did we end up here?
We end up with, I think, Smith and Waddle. Yeah.
You're on the clock with Carolina.
So since all four quarterbacks have gone, the top four, not named Mac Jones, Carolina is an interesting. They could take Sewell, they could take Slater, they could take Pitts is still there. They could take Pitts. I mean, they need their next Greg Olsen, and Lord, I really want to give them that. But in most mocks that I've messed with the Panthers here, I think they're really desperate for a quarterback, and I've been giving them Mac Jones at 8 and having 5 quarterbacks in the top 8, and I think that's crazy. But I mean, some teams get desperate, and I think you would agree, and you can tell me if you disagree, but some quarterbacks are viewed differently by certain teams. So maybe the Panthers think Mac Jones is a top 10 pick, top 15 pick, and it's worth it for them.
That might work for them. I mean, you're talking about Matt Rule. You're talking about a guy who wants to run RPOs, a guy, I'm sure he would rather it be Trey Lance, somebody who can also run it, but I think that makes sense. And so now we get to 9, and the problem is at 9, Denver has Noah Fant and Albert O at tight end. So I can't pick Kyle Pitts for them. The other wild card is that right now Sewell is on the board, and the Broncos have Bowles, who is a really good left tackle. So I don't know what Denver – you know what? I'll take Patrick Surtain for Denver.
And now we get into the really, really interesting scenario where Kyle Pitts is available at number 10.
And not only that, we just drew up at a realistic scenario.
Yes.
Where Kyle Pitts, Penei Sewell, and Rashawn Slater are available.
There's very real scenarios. There's very real scenarios on draft day.
Pitts versus Sewell, to me, is 2 of the 4 best players in the draft.
Yeah, I agree with that.
One plays left tackle, which is a safer pick. And one's Kyle fucking Pitts.
Well, if I'm the Cowboys in this situation, I'm taking Kyle fucking Pitts, and I'm not even thinking twice. So, that's who I would give the Cowboys at 10 right here in this spot.
I might take Sewell.
I know. It'd be really, really tempting. It really would, because I love Penei Sewell. I love
Slater. I love Rashawn Slater too. Yeah. I think him and Sewell are neck and neck. I think Slater's incredible. He just doesn't have the wingspan, and he's a better athlete. He's more technically sound. He's a better player, I think. But Sewell is a better prospect. Oh God. Well, you know what? It's the 10th pick. You get to make it. So my opinion doesn't matter.
Kyle fucking Pitts. Kyle fucking Pitts, man.
Done.
It's it. He's Thanos. It's over. It's done. The Cowboys are going for 50 points, and that's it. And that's what we do. You know what? I got a few minutes. Let's go all the way to 15. I think we can go. I think we can go all the way to 15. Let's go all the way to 15. So you get 11, the New York Giants.
Okay. My God. Let me look at their line real quick.
No, you're good. I'm gonna have to do some scrambling too. It's kind of off the top of the dome. I just like, oh, we've only gone like 30 minutes. I want to get like an extra 10 minutes. Let's knock out a few more picks. Let's get some content in here.
Okay, so they have Andrew Thomas at left tackle. They have Nate Solder. I will take for them. They added a Dory Jackson too to go with Bradbury, so I don't think it would be Horn. I'm going to go Rashawn Slater and play him at left guard. I'm going to go Rashawn Slater just went ahead of Penei Sewell.
Okay. Well, I don't know exactly what the Eagles would be looking at here because to an extent how is their offensive line looking? Jeff, could you tell me? Because I can't tell you off the top of my head. How's their offensive line looking?
Not good, not bad. If I had to guess on them, their secondary still butt. Horn could go there.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning. That's exactly kind of where I was leaning. I was kind of leaning either Horn or Parsons has always seemed like an Eagle to me. It just seemed like a Eagle draft pick. And
that is possible, or even JOK.
Yes, exactly. One of those linebackers. That's always crossed my mind. But I think if we're being typical and we're being safe, I think J.C. Horn, it would probably end up being the pick here at 12. I think that the Eagles would be fine getting one of the top 2 corners in the draft at 12. They got some draft capital and they're still the Eagles, but we move on with that.
They are. Okay, well, then that makes the Chargers the happiest team ever because the Chargers are taking Penei Sewell at 13.
Yes.
They do not have, I don't believe, it's listed as Trey Pipkins as their left tackle, and if that's the case, he doesn't have a job anymore because Penei Sewell is going to be a Charger and be the left tackle.
So has Slater gone off the board yet?
Yes, I put Slater to the Giants at 11.
Okay, so all the offensive tackles are gone. Parsons is there. Quarterback's very murky. Obviously, the Vikings don't need a quarterback, but honestly, just off the top of my head, the only pick that would make sense is either JOK or Micah Parsons here to the Vikings as far as some value that they could get. So I would probably lean Parsons just because he's probably the top linebacker on a lot of teams' boards. But I think as far as the player goes and possibly the fit, I think JOK would be the pick. But I'm gonna go ahead and give him Micah Parsons at 14.
Okay, then I think because I was about to give Parsons to New England because Bill Belichick would love to have him because he'd blitz him all the time and he'd get wild. But I think I can do that with JOK too. Would Belichick go nuts and bring Jalen Phillips in to be one of his stand-ups? It's 100% medical. Is that question?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jalen Phillips,
okay.
Miami pass rusher. I'm going to put him at 15.
Okay. Do we want to keep going? We can keep going.
Oh, dude, I don't care. Let's go. Bring him. I just have to keep Googling up the rosters to make sure I know who's on the teams.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the draft order in front of me. I think I can pretty much, get some of this.
Arizona is 16, and then I got to get ready for the Raiders.
Okay, Cardinals. Well, they were starting to have some really, really nice dreams before Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater went a couple picks before them, but they were having dreams that they were going to fall in this scenario. That's obviously not going to happen now. So, oh boy, the Cardinals are a very interesting team. I'm not sure really they need some what? Corners?
What do they need?
I know Patrick Peterson's no longer there, so corner was the first thing that popped into my head. But man, that's rough.
Okay, Cardinals. Their guards aren't good. Their AJ Green's old and broken, so I wouldn't be betting on him.
No.
Their pass rush is okay. They're short a corner. They do need a corner, and one of their linebackers is butt. So they could go all sorts of places.
Honestly, Greg Newsome has been rising up draft boards, and it would not surprise me if he went inside the top 20 at this point. He really wouldn't. I don't know that the Cardinals would make that pick, but for me in this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and give him Greg Newsome because I think Greg Newsome's been rising up some draft boards.
That's a good pick because I was going to give him to the Raiders next. And instead, for the Raiders, they need corner help, but you took the corner. How about Tevin Jenkins to play right tackle? Because they don't have a right tackle. They have a left tackle. They do not have a right tackle. So I'm going to go Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State tackle, to the Raiders at 17.
Well, that is probably who I was going to try to give to the Dolphins at 18. So that
Do they
makes
need a
my
left
pick
tackle? Because if they needed a left tackle, take Christian Darrisaw. I would
Christian
take Darrisaw.
Darrisaw.
I would take Darrisaw over Jenkins straight up. I just took Jenkins because he plays right, and they need a right, not a left.
For the Dolphins, I was thinking either Jenkins or Cosme were the two ones that were kind of going back. I was going back and forth between, but now that you took Tevin Jenkins, I think the Dolphins would probably take Cosme, but they might also very well take Darrisaw as well. I think they need often. I think in another scenario that I've gone back and forth with on them here is taking Najee Harris, just getting a really good running back and just, running, giving Tua all his weapons and going forward. But
what a bad pick that would be.
I know.
Running backs.
I somehow think that's what they're going to end up doing because they know more than we do. But I think if they were being smart here, they would be taking either Cosme or Jenkins. Obviously, since you took Jenkins, Cosme here at 18.
Okay, Washington. Oh, I'll take Darrisaw. I'm going to take Christian Darrisaw, left tackle. Done deal. Look at that. Bow. Wow, I don't want to do that, though, because Washington's going to have a really good team when I do that.
Yeah.
Their whole right side of the offensive line is good. Their pass rush is good. Their linebackers suck. Their secondary's okay. Damn it. I'm going to give them Darrisaw, though.
Okay. The Bears at 20. Ooh, boy. Well, they don't need defensive help, really, do they? No, they need corner. They need. Do they need offensive line?
Let me look up their offensive line real quick.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's escaping me right now is their offensive line.
Let's see. The Bears' offensive line is okay. Right guard is an issue, but outside of that, they're okay.
Now, how's their line? They have Khalil Mack, obviously, but other than that, how's their linebacking core and their defensive ends?
Robert Quinn sucked last year. Their three down guys are good, but they could use an edge rusher. God, they could use safety or corner. So they could go a lot of ways.
So yeah, I'm boy. It's really between two players for me here. Between Kwity Paye and Jason Owa. I'm gonna go ahead and give him Kwity Paye at 20.
Okay. Which leaves me 21, and that is the Colts. I'm going to give them an edge, too. I'm going to give them Azeez Ojulari, Georgia edge, my edge number 1, by the way. And he will be the third edge off the board, and the Colts will appreciate it because right now I believe their starters are Kamiko Toure and Ben Benagu. So Azeez is starting today. He need a left tackle too, but now Azeez is probably going to be – he would be – let me see. Yeah, he's my top player available, so he goes.
Well, since the Titans needed a very similar pick to what the Bears just took, and it was between – honestly, I put 2 or 3 players in my head for those two, and Kwity Paye was one, Ojulari was one, Jason Owa was one, and since he's the only one left, I think it makes sense for the Titans to take him here at 22.
All righty. Let's see here. That gives me the Jets. There's going to be more than 4 corners that go in the first round. And they need them. They need O-line too, though. He's been hurt every year, but he's really, really good. I'm going to give him Trevon Merrick.
Okay.
I wouldn't make that pick, though. No, I'm going to make a pick that I would want to make. I don't like Merrick that much. I'm going to give them – show me their 3 wide. I'm going to give them Landon Dickerson,
Okay.
the Alabama center.
Alabama center. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give him. He's a stud. He's just blown out both knees, and like he's hurt every year, but he is a stud.
Now
So he goes there.
I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole because we're going to try to finish up here. But Dickerson and Leatherwood, I know they're different, obviously tackle positions. But of those two players, you like Landon Dickerson more, correct?
I like Dickerson more. I mean, now Leatherwood was their left tackle, and a lot of the NFL teams are probably going to think he's a guard. Dickerson was their center, and some NFL teams are going to want to play him at guard. So it's a matter of which swing you need filled, but I think Dickerson is a stud at center. And I think Leatherwood is a good left tackle that could potentially be even better at guard. But I think Dickerson's a first-round player. I think Leatherwood's a second-round player.
All right, Jeff. I think I'm going to get a little crazy here with the Steelers pick. Maybe not too crazy, but they do need a running back. James Conner is coming off. Going to be a free agent. I'm not sure exactly how their running backs position is going to stack out, and I know taking first-round running backs is not great, but I think Najee Harris, maybe no. You know what? I think ETN might be the better fit for them at 24. So
there we go. Throw it to him.
I think Travis Etienne goes here at 24 to the Steelers.
Okay. Now then I get a smarter team, Jacksonville, whose running back is an undrafted free agent from last year, James Robinson.
Yes.
And Jacksonville, let me see. I'm looking at edges. I'm looking at corners. My edges, Phillips is gone. Ojulari's gone. Pay's gone. My next guy is Basham. Christian Barmore. What else? What are my corners looking like? Jacksonville is going to take Asante Samuel Jr.
Okay.
He is going to play the slot for them, and he's going to kick ass because it's kind of what he does.
And I actually love this scenario where all these corners and edge players are okay. I don't love it because the Cowboys could use some of these edge players, but I do like it in a sense that it kind of opened. No, I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know why I like it. I don't.
No,
like it.
We want the corners to hang around.
Yeah, we want that. No.
But they're corners. They're not going to. People are going to pick them.
No, like you got the Newsomes, the Kelvin Josephs, the Asante Samuels, the Greg Newsom. All those guys are going to end up. Or most of them, a few of them are probably going to end up in day one as opposed to day two, just because the need at corner is so big for some of these teams. But a pick that is not a need, or the team that doesn't need a pick at corner, needs edge, is the Browns. And your guy, Carlos Basham, is sitting right there pretty. So, boom, Carlos Basham.
Okay, Boogie Basham is gone. Okay. That's all right. That's no problem.
It's no problem.
No problem at all. Let me get to the Ravens here. We're going all the way through this round. So
yes, we are.
I should write this crap down so that I have it in front of me for later.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to make you send me this video so I can post it too.
Oh, no, I will definitely send it to you, 100%.
Okay, Baltimore. Oh, yes. Oh.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Oh, no, you don't. You have no idea where I'm going because he didn't test super well. And I'm the only one who loves him, but Nick Bolton is a Raven. Missouri linebacker Nick Bolton is 100% a Raven. It's going to be Patrick Queen and Nick Bolton playing linebacker, and they're going to fly around and smash heads. It's going to be incredible. Yep, Nick Bolton. I could have gone receiver, but I'm going Nick Bolton.
Okay. All right. The Saints are really, 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 really interesting. Are we going to go another corner? Oh boy, they do need a corner. Man, this might be a really bad, after the Cowboys got Kyle Pitts, this might be the worst case scenario for them in this mock that we've been doing so far. Because I think I'm going to go ahead and give the Saints Kelvin Joseph.
Oh, what a jerk.
I know. I was going to give him Samuel, but you took Samuel, so.
Okay, well, I'm going to give the Packers Aaron Rodgers will like me more than he likes his current front office. I'm going to give him Elijah Moore. the Ole Miss receiver,
Okay.
because that dude lining up in the slot is absolutely lethal.
Now,
Super athletic, great after the catch, explosive route runner. He's going to love it.
Are you taking Elijah Moore over Kadarius Toney for fit, or just because you think he's a better player also?
On my receiver rankings, they're the top of the second round's all really close, but that's where I have Elijah Moore, Kadarius Toney, and Rashad Bateman, and Rondale Moore.
Oh shit, I forgot about Rashad Bateman. Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm putting Elijah Moore in Green Bay.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna end this, or not end this, but sorry, there's 2 more picks. But I'm really gonna make the Cowboys not very happy with this pick. Also, another corner off the board.
Oh, what a jerk!
I know, man. There's just too many teams that need corner help. And that's why we're probably gonna end up with 10 corners in the first round, and everyone's gonna have their mind blown. Tyson Campbell at 30 to the Bills.
Okay. 31.
I also thought about Eric Stokes, but anyway, continue.
31. Oh, Bateman or Toney. I know the Chiefs. I'm picking a wide receiver. Oh,
I think Rashad Bateman in that offense would. Oh my goodness.
I think you put Bateman outside, opposite Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
But no. I'm taking Toney.
You're taking Toney?
I think Andy Reid's a whack job. He's going to want the after catch dude, and it's just going to get nuts. So
they're going to have Tyreek Hill 2.0.
Him. They're going to run out Toney, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and McCole Hardman. They're just going to be burning all over the place. I'm going Toney.
All right, just go 10 yards down, just 10, 15 yards, just sprint down the field, and we're going to throw you the ball, and Mahomes is just going to unleash it. And just going to, needs offensive line help, but he's just going to do this little thing where he goes like this and whatnot.
Don't worry about the offensive line. Just get the ball out faster.
Now, for this last pick, the Bucks, in all the mocks that I've done, I have not at all been able to peg what the Bucks would do. Could they take a running back? Could they take Harris here? Sure, because I don't know if they believe in Ronald Jones, but I don't think that they'd be too crazy to do that. But then again, the Bucks there's not really much that they absolutely need. So it would be
They're bringing Fournette back too, right?
Yeah. But I'm thinking in a year he'd probably be gone. But yes, they have Fournette and Jones right now, so that's why I'm hesitant to give him Najee Harris, because then at that point they become the Patriots, Tom Brady's old team, where they like to just take all the running backs and blah blah blah.
God, they have a really good roster.
They really do, don't they?
God, do you go receiver again?
See,
Bateman with Tom Brady, that's a fit.
Oh yeah, that's very, very intriguing. I've also thought about an offensive line. I don't know how much they really need it, but I thought about Mayfield in this scenario. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give him Rashad Bateman, because you know what? I don't think you can pass up giving Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, Rashad Bateman, Mike Evans. Oh Lord,
and Gronk.
Oh boy, oh my God. I mean, the Chiefs and the Bucks would have. I mean, they would be able to compete with the Cowboys when it comes to just weapons on the field. Like they're teams that if they play the final scores would be like 48-45.
We got Kyle Pitts though, right?
Yeah, we got Kyle Pitts. That's what I'm saying. So we got. I'm loving it. Jeff, I cannot thank you enough for coming on here, sir. It means the world to me. It means the world to me, my buddy. It just means the world to us. We've been trying for forever we just want good content. We just want to put good content out to our viewers, and you give some of the best content I've seen ever. And I cannot thank you enough. Jeff, do you want to plug yourself and let people know where they can find you on Twitter and social media?
Yeah, I'm at JC1053 on Twitter. I have a YouTube channel, Jeff Cavanaugh. Yeah. I'm on the radio in DFW on the home of the Cowboys from 2 to 7. You can listen on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, if you're out of the listening area. And then I want you to plug your stuff, because I'm going to ask you to send me this file, and then I'm going to upload it to my YouTube so people will see you on here on my page as well. So you plug your stuff. All right. We are at Amateur Fan Pod on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's spelled with TUE or TEU. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me look it up before we end it. Hold on. For crying out loud.
No, Jeff, I messed up when we made this a year and a half ago. I spelt the email one way and the Twitter handle another way. And,
all right, Twitter is at. Now I'm not sure how amateurs really spell.
Yeah, no,
it's EU on Twitter.
Okay.
EUR.
I think we spelled it right on the Twitter handle. I do not think it's spelled right. I think it's a UE on the email. So that's That's what it is. But my Twitter handle is at Chase Aguirre. You can follow me there. I tweet everything sports. So, I break everything down the best way I can. And then my buddy on the pod is at Urtaza Blue. And we're the Amateur Fan Pod. And that's, we try to put out good content. We try to, do mocks every other week, or at least 2 or 3 times a week. And we're aspiring podcasters trying just to, have fun with it.
Well, people love mocks. It's a good strategy. Do all the mocks.
We're actually going to hop on one right now after we jump off here. So we'll be trying to post that either late tonight or tomorrow.
There you go. Tear it up, brother.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Have a great day. And hopefully maybe after the draft, we can try and get this together again and we can.
Yeah.
All right.
As long as you don't call me sir.
Okay. I will not call you sir. Jeff.
I'd rather you call me dickhead than
dickhead?
Sir.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be better.
All right, dickhead. I'm just kidding. Jeff, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
No worries.